Hey everyone, welcome to Beyond the Page. I'm Jennifer Crosswhite, book coach and editor, and I have Stephanie Fager from Empowered PR, the book marketer that helps authors get their word out. We're so excited today. We are talking about your Amazon author page. This is really fun. I'm super excited about that. But before we get to that, what coffee mug do you have today?
I'm sure you
Nothing.
have a new one, Jen. I'm sure this is something
This is
I've
I think this is my last one. This is all the way around. It says mom.
Oh.
And I actually did have to go up on the top shelf and grab it, but I think it's the last one you haven't seen. I will
Oh.
say it has iced tea in it because it's warm.
And I bet I'll give you 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count on what I probably have. Which one do you think?
Do you have your Prey mug? I love it.
My
I
Prey
love
mug.
it. I was thinking maybe you'd have your mama bear mug and then we could both have mom mugs today.
And this is proof that we don't plan because that would have been totally a beautiful planned thing. Yeah, today it was like, give me the caffeine. I needed to wake up. I slept for the first time like 10 hours last night, which is
nice.
I know, and I still didn't want to wake up. So it's all good.
This is my first day back from vacation. And so, that's always a challenge. On vacation, I didn't sleep in that much more than I normally did, like 45 minutes or so. But that going back to that extra time
is exhausting.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge.
So. It is. Did you have a good trip? I know the trip was at home. Did you have a nice staycation?
I did. This sounds weird to a lot of people, but I painted a lot of rooms in my house.
Any of them
it was really cool.
Color? Any of them that pretty color down there on our names?
They're actually, most of them are like navy. So I did a wall in the dining room, and I live in Southern California I grew up in an orange grove. And so I got a bunch of old Orange Grove packing labels from our area and framed them and hung them up on the wall. I was originally going to wallpaper that wall, and then I found out it was like $500 to wallpaper the wall. One wall.
No.
I was like, I'll paint it instead.
Oh my gosh. So I love that you're talking about the orange stuff because I think it's cool that you are like diving into your what is normal and in your community and in your area. I live in Bourbon Central. And I have a lot of people here will actually do an entire wall of bourbon staves. I don't have a wall of that, but I do have a Kentucky that has been made out of the bourbon staves, and you have to put each one up. When we moved, we had to have the artist that did it. Not that I'm that cool to have an artist do stuff in my house, but we had to have him come and reassemble because it's not like one piece; it's designed individually.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's cool to like show parts of your life in your home and in your book and in your platform,
exactly.
All that stuff.
Your personality, your heritage. So if you look at my small press imprint, the logo, actually there is an orange tree in there. If you look at my headshot, I'm standing in front of an orange tree. So I love when authors bring a little bit of their personality or their history or things that they love into who they are. And it's fun to see that. And then as your readers get to know you, they'll understand the meaning behind that. And there's just that little extra connection. And I think that's really kind of a fun thing to do.
It is cool. So I had a discovery chat yesterday with an author who heard me speak at an event and decided to take advantage of the free 15-minute chit chats I offer. So those listening today or later, that is something that our team does, and I love it. But it was fun, Jen, because I forget how much of little pieces of me I put in. And halfway through, she made a comment like, yeah, and you live in Kentucky and you live on a farm. I'm like, I do. How do you know this? And I'm like, oh, wait, you've been listening. And then she said, one of my cats had a debut, my old lady cat, my 16-year-old baby cat. And she just walked across and she goes, oh my gosh, is that baby or whatever? And I'm like, that is cool. And she's been listening to the podcast. So she's like heard all of that stuff. So it's really interesting how your readers or your fans or your followers get to know you. And that really breaks the ice. It's really awesome.
It really is. And surprisingly, Amazon really does allow you to do this a little bit with
Yes,
your Amazon author page. And
it
that's
does.
kind of surprising because one of the challenges with any big distributor like Amazon is that they mediate between you and your clients, your customers, your readers.
Yep.
You don't get to talk to them necessarily directly, but you can through your Amazon author page. So
Mhm.
here's what we're talking about. If you've ever gone on Amazon to buy a book and you look at uh, the author name on any book, it's usually highlighted like a link,
Hyperlink.
right? And you can click on it and it'll take you to that author's page. So
Yes.
I am going to attempt, we will see,
Drum
I'm
roll,
going to attempt to
please.
share my screen to see if we can see this. Let's see.
And I'm glad you're
Share
sharing
my
your screen
screen.
and not me because you would see all the tabs and my a visual
Okay, hang on a
representation
second.
of my life.
Let's move this. I'm going to move this over here really quick and move this with it. Okay, let's see if it'll let me do this. I mean, I think it'll let me, but let me see if it's the appropriate one. Okay, share my screen. Which screen am I going to? This one. Yay. Okay. All
Ah,
right. Oh, look, it
yay!
worked. I'm so
It did
excited.
work. I love
Okay,
it.
so this is what you would see if you clicked on my name on Amazon. This is one
Yeah.
of my pen names, JL Crosswhite, and you can have different ones for different pen names. And
Mhm.
Amazon puts this up here. They're highlighting apparently whatever titles they think people should look at.
Mhm.
You can follow your author friend here. If you click there, then Amazon will send you emails when they have updates, if the book goes on sale, things like that.
Yep.
There's a little bio section here. I think this is fantastic. This is a great way how we were talking about relating
Mhm.
to your readers. This is a
Mhm.
great way to put things in here. As you can see, here's the orange tree
Yep.
behind me.
Yep.
Great way to
Oh,
relate
Janet,
to
go back
them.
up. That was the first time I've ever noticed it. I love
Yeah, little
that. And
orange
I
tree
love
behind
that
me.
photo of you, by the way. It's beautiful.
It's it's a little old. Probably need to update it. Um, So, anyways, you can talk here. This is a little bit about a bio. Now, Amazon will put authors here that are similar to
Mhm.
yours, people that have bought
Mhm.
your books and then have bought these author books. It'll put
Mhm.
those there. I think those are all really great, comparable authors for me. And then this is what I use as a reader all the time. I love to, if I find an author I love, I want to know all their books.
Yep.
So it'll list every single book under this pen name that I've got going on here. And then it'll also recommend other authors, which is interesting. And so the other cool thing, though, I want to mention is these author updates. You can actually have this linked directly to your blog, your website, and it will update every time you update. You can add a video. You've got blog posts in here. So there's all sorts of really fun ways to connect with your readers.
Yep.
So that's what it looks like to the readers. And definitely, I mean, take advantage of it. Every once in a while, I run into an author who has not done this. And I
Mm.
think, well, you're just wasting, like, totally take advantage. So here's what you do. You'll notice here, this says author.amazon.com/profile. You can go, that's where you go as the author.
Mhm.
You claim your profile from them, and it will give you, here's the direct link to it. So you can put this in your newsletter, you can put it on your website, you can put it places if you want people to follow you on Amazon. Um, here's where you put in all the information, the bio, put your blog feed, photos, and videos. It's really pretty user friendly.
It really
There's
is.
You've got a little home page, you've got your listing of your books. If your books don't show up, you can go in here and claim them. So I highly recommend that you take
Mhm.
advantage of this. It's a great way to connect with your authors and with your readers, authors to connect with readers that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And so you can see here, I have more than one pen name. I could have Jennifer Crossout, which is my historicals. So I could switch between those accounts too,
Mhm.
and it'll bring those up. So
So, here's what I love about
fun.
this. I've been doing a lot of conversations recently with authors and with different workshops and what have you on the power of a platform. And I think every author
Yes.
needs to have their platform and kind of claim it. an author platform in and of itself, the words are very hard to understand. What is it? And everybody has different opinions on what a platform is. But the reality is it's
Right.
the conduit to help you sell books. For many authors,
Yes.
that it begins with your digital presence. It begins with your website. It begins and builds upon with social media presence. But Amazon platform should absolutely be a part of it. And that's because I
Yes.
hate to break it to anybody who is against monopolies in this world, that Amazon's a monopoly, and that is the number one place people are buying books. I love bookstores. It used to be where I would go dating with my husband, Jen.
Yes.
They're very far and few between nowadays, and I still highly
Yes.
recommend going and supporting a bookstore.
Mm.
But as an author, if you don't have a visibility on your on Amazon and you're not leveraging the platform 100%, you're missing out. Jen, go back and share your screen if you don't mind. I want to like dissect a couple
Sure.
pieces just
Yeah,
to motivate
absolutely.
for authors. So first things first, I run into many authors who, like you said, don't have anything. So you're missing a whole
Yeah.
chunk if you don't spend a couple of hours diving into what your and leveraging your Amazon author
Yes,
central
for sure.
account. I
Yes.
love the fact that you can upload a headshot. Please do that.
Yes.
And I believe when you do that, it also shows on the I'm going back to look on my end. When you go to
Mm.
look at the book, can you see I think if you scroll down on the book page, I think that the
I
author
think
headshot
so.
is also
Yes.
included in
And
there.
some people, especially if they're writing under a pen name or they want to keep their identity a secret, there's ways to do that. You can put a
Absolutely.
logo, you can do some other fun things, you could do your pet, you could do,
Yes.
as we were talking about, right?
Mhm.
The different things that represent you. So
Yep.
if you were like all about chickens, you could have a chicken that has a name or something. There's
Absolutely.
fun ways to do it, but readers want to connect with you. They want an image, so
Mhm.
don't just put nothing there. Make sure you
No.
do something with that, even if you don't want to put your face up there.
Jen, open up one of your books, The Under an Indigo Moon. Will you click on that one and let's
Yeah.
look at that book really quick and scroll down if you don't mind. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Okay. So there's the headshot showing up
Yes.
in the corner
Yes, and
there.
that's where people
Yeah.
could follow, but keep going, keep
Yeah.
going, keep
This
going.
is
Right
on
there.
pre-order, by the way. So
Yay!
yes, this part about
Little
the author.
promo pre-order.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a place too where
So
people
click
can opt
following.
to follow and they
Yep.
can learn more about you. Again, when they follow, that's Amazon is like instead of you sending out emails, Amazon does it for you. If someone is following
It's
you,
so
they're gonna
great.
tell people. It is.
Yes, you want to have Amazon working for you. Anytime you can get their algorithm in your favor, that is going to be to your advantage. So definitely pull all those levers that you can to get that working in your favor.
Absolutely. All right. If you don't mind, go back to your author
Mhm.
central. And,
Yeah.
here's another thing I tell authors regularly is any amount of space that you are given, use it. It
Yes.
doesn't, it pains me when I see a book description that is one paragraph. I'm like, oh my gosh. You must take advantage of every character that you possibly can uh, put a review in there, do something, right? So take advantage of it because
Yes.
that helps with searching. But same thing on your about. So make sure that you're
Yes.
leveraging and making a really nice, robust about.
Yeah. And I think, let me see if I did this one or not. I think it says on here at the end. Yes, at the very end. I look forward to hearing from you. Please be in touch. You can find me on my website. I really do want
Yes.
people to go to the website to
Yes.
grab the free book there to get on
Mhm.
my newsletter list so I can talk to them directly. And that is a huge, huge advantage. See, this is not a clickable link, as obviously Amazon doesn't want them leaving the site, but it's simple enough they can type it in if they would like. So you're right,
Exactly. And that
exactly.
is
Take advantage of that.
It is. That is a negative, I would say, on the Amazon side, mainly
Mhm.
because they do not want you to leave their platform. But that's okay.
Sure.
Put that on there. Take advantage of it. Okay,
Yeah.
scroll down. We're on the author updates. I just want to reaffirm that this is a
Oh,
place.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, right there. This is where you can
Yeah.
do two things. You can upload videos. You can upload different attachments and media. Let's say you do a TV interview or you've got a
Mhm.
promo reel or a book trailer or something. You can stick that in there and then you can
Yeah.
connect it to your blog's RSS feed. So that
Yep.
is any blog you post gets funneled through it. Take advantage of that too. There's nothing
It's
worse
so
than
easy
it
because then all you have
is.
to do is update it on your website and it automatically filters here. I am clearly not the best person at this because you can see my last update was 5 months ago.
There's
So,
no judgment at all.
uh, but
Not
you
at
can
all.
see I have a number of things up here, and so I've been doing it for a while, and people can. I honestly have no idea what this video is, but you can see that there definitely people are interested, and I do that as a reader when I find an author I like and I want to
Yes.
know a little bit more. Oh, we're gonna have a cat join us. I didn't latch my door. I
Oh,
just saw
it's
it open.
okay. You know how I love me some kitty cats.
Who
I
joined us?
love
Oh,
it.
it's Pippin. It's Pippin. Come here,
Oh, hi,
Pippin.
sweet
Say hi.
thing.
This is baby
Hi.
Pippin.
Mwah.
You have a cat that looks almost exactly like this,
Oh,
right?
I have two. Oreo and
Yeah.
Snickers. They are beautiful tiger cats, just like
Yep.
yours. Um,
Oh, now
no,
cat fur.
I was gonna also share, when I look on my Author Central, I had a really amazing photographer take some photos. We
Mm,
always talk about branding shots for us, but
right.
y'all, take some branding shots of your book. And we
Yes.
put together, leveraging Canva, a fun little
Yeah.
promo of photos of your book that are from all over the world when you get
So
selfies or
true.
whatever, and that could be something that
Yes.
you could also upload. So just keep all of that in mind, because that, again, I think it also shares with the reader that you mean business. Like, you're not
Mhm.
halfway doing this. You're not just kind of sort of like, you love what you're doing and you want them to continue to connect with you. We call
Yes.
it the author impact method over here, and it's this 3-step approach on how to build and maintain momentum. And that starts with your platform. Your author, Amazon's Author Central should be a part of that. But then it's leveraging your connections and building visibility. Well, the people who are taking the step to come to this will likely get engaged and want to remain connected to you. And then they tell people
Right.
about you. And it becomes this
Yes.
ripple that just keeps going. It never stops.
Yes.
That's what we
So
want. And that's what we want for
I
you.
love it.
Author, take advantage
Yes.
of it.
Totally. And it's really not complicated to set up. It's really easy. Amazon walks you through all of it. Like with anything, if you get stuck, I'm sure there's a YouTube video on it.
If not, let me tell you, I actually believe Amazon has really good customer service for
Yes, they do
authors.
for this.
And
Yeah.
anytime that I have like a hiccup, or I've got a question, or I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, or I want to merge something or whatever, you can go to KDP on the back end if you have uploaded and are leveraging using Amazon
Mhm.
as a platform for distribution, and send them a message or have them call you. And they've always been
Yes.
really great and really, really helpful. Not That's not
Yep.
true everywhere. I don't know, Jen, not to like bash Ingram, but Ingram does not have that, and I am not happy with any customer service over there. So I'm always very happy with Amazon
True.
customer service.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very
No offense,
common
Ingram, but it's, yeah.
assessment. Yeah. I
Mhm.
think it's just a different setup of customer service
Yeah,
and
agreed.
customer value. Amazon is very high priority on customer
Mhm.
experience and customer service. And while they don't necessarily consider the author their customer, they
Yeah.
consider your readers their customer. So they want to make
Mhm.
sure your readers have a good experience on their site. So,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. And Ingram, just for those who are like, what is this? Is not a customer facing platform.
Mm-mm.
It is a
They're
tool to help with distribution to bookstores, libraries, and more. So that would
yes,
explain the customer service journey. They
right,
aren't looking at it in the same way Amazon is. And
right.
speaking of Amazon, this whole month we're talking about Amazon. We're
Yes,
dissecting Amazon this month, and we're making sure that authors are leveraging everything that Amazon has and can bring to the table.
yes. All the little behind the scenes secrets, things that you should know as an author, things that a lot of
Yeah.
times you just learn as you're going through
Mhm.
it. But boy, if you can know some of these things up front, there were things I wish I had known up front that
Yeah.
I would have done differently, that it would change, save me some time and a little bit of hassle. And so I think if we can help you understand up front the things that you want to know about Amazon and to kind of put,
Mhm.
depending on where you are in your author journey, you may not be able to implement it right away, but be aware of it so that when you're ready, oh, there's that author central thing I need to go do.
Mhm.
Make sure you do that. Grab that. That's so, so important. And
Yep.
amazingly enough, when you upload a book to Amazon, they don't tell you, hey, now go claim it on Author Central. They don't tell you to
You
do
know, they don't. It's crazy like that. But
that.
if you call them, they can give you some direction, and or if you need help, Jen and I are both experts in this space. So we are happy, and this is something we help many of our authors on the regular take advantage of and leverage, because why not? It is an
Yes.
important platform in the process.
Yes, totally do it. There is I have a little, and I'm sure you do, Stephanie, too, a checklist of things. Anytime you put a book out, these are the places you need to make sure that you've updated and let know that, hey, this is the new book, and
Yep.
Author Central is one of those. A lot of that happens behind the scenes now. It
Yeah.
used to be you had to do some more things manually, but so much of that is behind the scenes. But you still want to go in, freshen up your bio, make sure that you've got blog posts going up, that the link is correct, that sometimes those links break, and make sure that everything is working the way it should. As you can see, I haven't posted anything to my website either in 5 months. So, it's just sort of
Get
how
on it,
things are
girl.
rolling
No.
in that world, man.
It's all good. It's all good. And listen, I always giggle because my husband's a physical therapist, and I'll never forget when I sprained my ankle, and he's like, "You're fine. Get up and keep walking." And I'm like, "Would you talk to your patients that way?" And he's like,
Right.
"No." And it's just living proof that what we do and what we know is important, we usually give to everybody else. And on the flip side, we end up being the ones to sacrifice. So I always tell people, don't look at my stuff as an example always, because
Right.
I end up doing it last because I
Yes.
care more about supporting you get what you want and what you need. So no judgment here,
So true.
friend. We're just like my husband and everybody
It's
else.
so true, right? There's that saying, the cobbler's kids have no shoes, and it's true. Like, when you're a provider, you provide for everybody else first, and then you get to your stuff if you have time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all good. That's how
Sometimes
it
you have
works.
time. Sometimes you
That's
don't.
how it works.
I do have a plan in motion to make things some changes. So hopefully that will
I'm
work
excited. Dun dun dun. Can't wait to
out.
hear all about it.
Yeah.
So what are you reading, Jen? Did you
Yes.
read last
So
week or did you not?
I did a little bit, not as much as I thought I would, actually. Strangely enough, I okay, weird vacation story. So I was organizing. I love to be organized, and it gives me so much joy when things are in the order and peace.
Yeah.
And so I was cleaning off our back patio because I want to sit out there in the morning while it's still cool and have my coffee. And I got bit by a spider on my leg. And I'm not sure what kind, but it swelled immediately, and it's all purple and huge and everything. So I have had a headache. I've had, like, my neck has hurt. I've had kind of like muscle cramps. So it was either a black widow, which we do have, or like a brown recluse, which I also
Jen.
saw one of those. So, anyways, I mean, I'm taking stuff, and I had ice and whatever, but it was hard to read. Like, I had like brain fog and did not feel super fantastic for some of that. So, I did listen to, I still listening. I listened to audiobooks. I did some reading, but I found that after like 15 minutes, my brain was kind of shutting off. So it's kind of a weird thing.
Before we go into book anything,
Mhm.
have you done the permanent marker circle yet? Do you know this?
No, I for like ticks and stuff. Yeah,
No. When you have a spider bite,
Mm-hmm.
because it changes so much. We live in brown recluse country as well.
Yeah.
Not black widow, but brown recluse. Draw a circle around the edge of the redness, and if it
Yeah.
continues to grow, because you won't over time be able to observe, but that will let you know if you need it's serious.
Yes.
Need to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting because it was on a blood vessel, so it broke this blood vessel in my leg. So it's all purple, and it was just weird. It was really strange. But ice and Benadryl and fun stuff. So,
Sweet
anyways,
friend.
yeah, weird things something weird always is happening to me. But I did pull out my good old John Truby book, and I love this book. So this is The Anatomy of Story, and it's 22 Steps Becoming a Master Storyteller. Now, John Truby is really big in the screenwriting world, but because he emphasizes story so much, I highly recommend this book not only to fiction writers, but nonfiction writers. And I will
Mhm.
tell you why. Story is how we as humans learn. And
Yep.
your nonfiction book
Agreed.
needs to still have a story
Agreed.
in it. And so
Yep.
he says
Agreed.
something here that I think is so important for authors. He's talking about the premise. So the premise is, why are you writing this book? And when
Mhm.
you talk about it to people, how are you going to talk about it? Right.
Mhm.
And so he has three ingredients that I think are really, really key to remember here. He says it's the simplest, and he wants it in one sentence. This is the simplest combination of character and plot, and it consists of some event that starts the action. So that's your first ingredient. Some sense of the main character. So in nonfiction, that's often the reader. The reader is often the main character. And then some sense of the outcome of the story. So, in romance, we
Mm.
know, right? They're going to get together. They have to, but they're going to go on a lot of obstacles and journeys on the way. In nonfiction, if I'm going to buy a book on finance, I need to know what outcome I'm going to get from
Mm.
this book. And so I love
Mm.
those three ingredients because I think
I
they're
do
very,
too.
very key to books. So, anyways, pick it up. I love Truby's book. I think it's
That's awesome.
fantastic. It's literally always on my desk. I have it so marked up because I think he has such a great way and I've heard him speak a whole bunch of times. Just a really great way of just kind of bringing down to the
Yeah.
essence what it is you need.
And you know what's cool about what you just said? And of course, I tend to work primarily in the nonfiction space, but this would work for fiction as well. Is that concise premise becomes your elevator speech. So when
Yes,
you're out there talking and people go, "What's your book about?" I remember when my first one came out, I would stumble, and like 30 minutes later, I still couldn't
yes,
articulate it because it was so close to me. But that allows you to be able to very quickly say, this is where
yes,
you are, this is where you're going, and here's how I help you get there. And for the
yeah,
fiction space, like, here's the beginning and the struggle, here's the you don't want to give it away, but here's where we're heading, and this is
yes.
how it's that evolution. I love it. um and I love we all need an elevator speech. Once you do, it
You
feels
do.
so good and it's so
You
easy.
do. Yeah, because you're right. People will always ask you, "What's your book about?" And
Yeah.
you don't want to ramble on for 5 minutes because then they're like, "Are you sure you know how to write a book?
I know.
Because sounds like you don't even know how to talk about it, right?"
Yeah.
So it's a great way to talk about, to really spend some time thinking about it. And it really does help you focus all of your efforts, your marketing efforts,
Mhm.
every part of your book is going to be tied to that premise line, from now till the end of time. And
Yep.
so it's really worth spending some time. And you can change it, as you're going through the process and you
Absolutely.
decide you want to go a little different direction, you can totally, totally change it. Nothing's ever set in stone. But I
Yeah.
love those kind of three ingredients for thinking about how to talk about your book. So
Thanks for
one of
sharing
my
that, Jen.
favorites.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. So next week you're hosting, and we are talking
Yes.
about the Amazon Associates program. It's kind
One
of
of my
fun.
favorites, and one of my favorites
Yes.
people do not take advantage of.
So true. This is
Yep,
very true.
yep,
Yes. Very, very, very important to talk about. A few little things you have to be aware of, but it's an
yes. The
excellent
same
little
time,
program.
same bat station. You wanna be
Yes.
here, and we will continue to dive in on how to take advantage of Amazon. Between now and
Yes.
then, Jen, though, we are, every time we say our ending, I think of the movie, Toy Story and Buzz Lightyear, and I've recently seen the new Buzz Lightyear movie, and so
Have you?
I have, and so just I think about it every time, but I love how you say it, so I'm gonna let you say our closing because you say it so great.
Oh. Well, authors, remember, your words have power, your book has power, and your message has power. And so we're inviting you to take your message to the page and beyond. And we'll be here every week to talk to you about all those great ways you can do that. So have a
Yes,
wonderful rest of your day.
you too, and thanks for
All right.
joining, guys.
All right. Bye bye.